Today we're going to take a look at Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron Omnibus. It has a 576 page count and the cover price of $75. Stay tuned because we have the winner for the 750 subscriber giveaway. Alrighty, Matt Reynolds was the winner for the 750 subscriber giveaway, so hit me up on Instagram or send me an email and I'll get your info and get that stuff sent out quick. So we got the Doctor Strange Omnibus from Jason Aaron. You get great cover art here from Chris Bachalo. Great wraparound cover under here, but looking at the dust jacket first, little summary of what this book is about, and then you get the creators on the right hand side. Great wraparound cover here. I'm pretty sure this is the Chris Bachalo artwork as well, but this is a panel from later in the story here. Very cool. Definitely mixed feelings on the artwork throughout this omnibus. I'll kind of get into it a little bit as we look at it a little bit more, but stone binding, very small omnibus. There's definitely no gutter loss really in this, and it's a well-made book, man. So getting into it, we got this great cover page here, and then we get a table of contents, which is always nice. So this book does collect Doctor Strange 2015 1 through 20, Doctor Strange Annual 2016 number 1, and Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic. Last Days of Magic is great, man. This is really where it starts out. The first arc of the book here is the Last Days of Magic stuff. A lot of similarities between Gore the God Butcher and these Empirikul characters that are throughout this arc here. But this book really just starts out with kind of Strange walking around in the city, and you see all these crazy creatures and things, and those are like the only things that he can see. So he's kind of like going around cleaning up the city of all these things. Some are good. It's like viruses or whatever, bacteria on your body pretty much that the planet has, and he goes around cleaning it up. And eventually he's introduced to this character, Zelma Stanton, who comes to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And she has like this weird slug thing growing out of her head that's like underneath her baby. So he helps her get rid of this, and then they kind of befriend one another. And she's throughout this whole entire book with the craziness that ensues throughout it. Now there is some really cool artwork throughout this, but then there's also some stuff that I'm not really too fond of. I would say the best way to describe it is kind of blurry. Like there's pages like this that are very bright and just beautiful looking throughout the book, but then there's some stuff that similar to what it is in the Thor Aaron run as well, where it's kind of like blurry and weird looking, kind of like watercolored out, washed out a little bit, I guess you would say, which I'm not really too fan of that. But you get a little bit of going back with Strange and the Ancient One and him teaching him several things. One of the like kind of themes throughout this whole book is that every punch comes at a cost. So that'll come up quite a bit of times throughout this whole book, that whole like meaning and the teachings of the Ancient One. But definitely a cool book, man. After seeing Multiverse of Madness, I wanted to get into this, and I'm definitely glad I did, because it was a fun read, man. You get these Empirikul people here, led by the Imperator. I'm probably butchering the name right there, but they come from this planet that was heavily involved with science, and it ended up being servants of Shuma Gorath, probably butchering that too. These blood monks, they came to their planet because they were practicing science, and they ended up, wiping out their whole race, and this Imperator dude ended up, leaving, and he really is basically just now trying to just stop all magic. So that's like a big part of this the Last Days of Magic arc throughout here, is him just trying to wipe out all these like sorcerers and wizards and all that stuff and just end magic because of them coming to his planet and killing everybody. So very similar in that way to Gore the God Butcher, and how he has all that disdain for the gods. So it's I did feel lots of similarities in that, even in the way they look. They look very similar too, and I believe this came out after, so I don't know. Come on, Aaron, that's a little too close for comfort, but it was a cool story arc, man. I enjoyed it a lot. These dudes coming in, wiping out a bunch of wizards, Doctor Strange having to go at it, have to battle these dudes, lots of crazy magic with whatever magic they have left. So I mean, all of Doctor Strange's books get wiped out. He doesn't have very many spells. Some of the spells he tries to use don't work anymore. And it's interesting to see him trying to go against these Empirikul people with what limited resources he had with magic and such. So, which of course your boy Doctor Strange comes out on top using a character which later will be named as Mr. Misery, which is just basically all of Strange's pain and suffering that he has like locked away in his cellar. That's how he ends up defeating these Empirikul people, and it was just a really cool arc, man. Definitely a fun read. I will say, like, the artwork is so throughout it. Like, some parts are really strong, and then some aren't as much, which is kind of unfortunate. The Mr. Misery dude looks really cool, though. I do like the way that he's drawn and everything. I like where you see the different creatures in the background, where it's like black and white and then very colorful. All that stuff is very cool. I'll say that luckily Jason Aaron's writing helped out like the mediocre artwork spots in this, which is true to a lot of Jason Aaron stuff when it comes to like Wolverine and the X-Men, and even some stuff in Thor as well. Like the writing sometimes really pulls through because the artwork is really not the best sometimes. But so later in the book here, you'll get the like the Week from Hell, which is pretty cool, where you get some Bear and Mordo, and you get also the Satana, which is she's a cool character as well, and I do like the artwork a lot in that. Then you end up getting a bit with these former patients from Doctor Strange that were infected with these tumors, and he ends up having to meet up with Jane Foster's Thor, which he knows that it's Jane Foster. She doesn't think that he does, but it's like, come on, man, it's Doctor Strange. How do you not realize that he knows it's you? And they end up like performing these surgeries on all these previous patients he had and removing all of these tumors. And Wong is infected with tumors as well from this Mr. Misery, and just all around like great stuff, man. And then it gets later on into this weird world stuff too, where Strange is poisoned, and Zelma has to absorb the poison with a spell, and she ends up getting the third eye eventually, man. And all around like really cool stuff, man. And like I said, I really wish just the artwork was a lot better throughout this, but unfortunately it's, so throughout it. And the end of the book there, you get the annual one, which is never really a fan of the annuals, honestly. And then you get a bunch of these variant covers in the back, like Scotty Young, and you get the Just Go, you get them Alex Ross here. I like that Scotty Young rendition of the cover from Chris Bachalo there, which is pretty cool. All great variant covers in the back, which is cool to have collected. Joe Jusko, and then you got Strange the Venomized, bunch of just good stuff in there. And then you get like a bunch of character designs from Chris Bachalo as well, which I liked the way that all the characters and stuff looked throughout this. Strange looked cool. All in all, I thought the story was really good. I think the art fell flat a couple times, but let me know what you think about this book down in the comments, and thanks for watching.